Hi, I'm Roger Mader with AMPERSAND and the author of Purposeful Enterprise, Designing Your Organization to Change the World. My research and the many organizations I've studied and the executives I've spoken with, including all the customers for whom I work so often, have shown that for organizations to change the world, they really need to understand their purpose in the larger context of their society. There's a simple diagram for this, like an ecosystem diagram, that I'd like to just show you the components so that you understand when you're being purposeful, it's not just for yourself, not just for your enterprise, not just for your customer, your employee, it's for an entire ecosystem of players, and it's helpful to see your business in that context. When you think about your organization in the context of the overall society in which you operate, you often start, hopefully you start, thinking about your customer first. And your business is designed to deliver to that customer. We often see value chains that go the opposite direction, but I want you to think about your value chain starting with the customer, not ending with the customer. I want you to think about the demand first before you are addressing supply. You have a supply for a demand, and of course you've got your own suppliers, and there may even be original resources, what I call a sourcer, which is often the rudimentary elements used by a supplier in order to feed your value chain. That is the organization serving a customer. Now you also have a whole unidentified set of your next customers, future customers, the customers you haven't won yet, the ones who haven't learned about you yet. That's the bigger market that you're trying to be part of. And in fact, you can think of your entire organization operating in a much broader market that has competitors and regulators and many other factors, customers and target markets just being a part of it. You also then need to think about the way that your organization is configured. And it's not just your leadership and your teams, your employees, I'll just call it team, the folks that make up the organization are delivering on this value chain. You also have partners that are helping to participate with you and supply that. And of course, let's not forget that you have owners or investors. Far too often historically, we have focused on serving the needs of investors when in fact, we need to be thinking about this entire ecosystem. And it's not just the market and customers, you also have a community in which you operate that benefits or suffers at your hand. And if you're not thinking about them, it's probably suffering. And then of course, consistent with the market, you also have society, which is the broader community, the global community. Think of your organization as one small piece of a much larger ecosystem, with your customer being the driving influence, the demand that you supply. And you'll think about how the demonstrated purpose of your enterprise has to show up, not just for the CEO, not just for your employees, not just for the people that support you or your investors who fund you, but the communities in which you operate, the suppliers who are vital. You need them to care. The sourcers who might otherwise be causing all kinds of trouble for you because your supplier is not being clear with you that you've got child labor or blood diamonds or whatever other travesty of justice is taking place outside of your own purview. You have to think about that aspect if you don't want to be on the front page of the newspaper for irresponsible behavior. In serving these customers, you also have to think of them as being part of a larger community. And the community is part of a society. This is a lot for an organization to consider, but it simply means that you're not just serving a single stakeholder in any of the decisions you make. And it's very helpful to have a scorecard that maps this out so that you can make sure that with each strategic decision you make, those decisions are serving each of your constituencies as you intend. Remember this ecosystem framework as you're developing your purposeful enterprise. Good luck. I'm Roger Mader from AMPERSAND. Thanks.